Hey everybody, I'm here for True North Wilds. It's currently storming outside. My studio is full of nerd stuff that I don't feel like cleaning up at the moment. So the only open space that I have to work with is my kitchen, as I have it nice and clean, getting ready to make a big batch of Ukrainian borscht. I'm going to open up my Mystery Tackle Box Elite Multi-Species box for the month of August. So like the Pro Box, this came late this month. It still arrived in August, so that's a bonus, but usually I get them in the middle of the month. This month, it was pretty much the end of the month. Not that it makes a big deal. We got a printed sticker label thing that has the what's in the box card. I guess they ran out of cards. Interesting. The Dibble Digest, of course. So going into this box, this is a multi-species box, so I should expect a variety of items. Starting off, so just some terminal tackle, some Eagle Claw 3-way swivels. And just like my Pro Box, I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about prices. I'm just going to list off what they are because I'm trying to keep my videos to a reasonable length. So these are listed at $1.99. We got a lot of stuff in here actually. It's a pretty packed full box. So we got some Eagle Claw ball head jigs, a 10-pack white jig heads with black eyes. White's always a good color. Again, it's just sort of a filler item, but nothing wrong with getting jig heads. Eagle Claw jigs, pack of 10 for $3.99. Next up, we have Frog, I think is what it says. On the Snag Proof Pro Series Frog. If I look confused, it's because on the what's in the box card it says that it's called Bobby's Perfect Frog. I don't see that anywhere on here, but I'm assuming that's what this is, because it's the only frog in here. So Surface Frog is a good multi-species bait. You can go after bass, you can go after pike. Around here, I don't have largemouth bass, but I would target smallmouth bass and certainly target pike, which are super fun on the surface with surface lures. I like the way this is weighted. It's weighted more towards the back. It's got a nice color. It's very sparkly. The plastic feels a little cheap. I'm not familiar with this Snag Proof or Bobby's or whatever it actually is. I'm not too familiar with them, but plastic does feel a little cheap, and you got mold lines from where they poured the plastic are quite prominent here. But the color's decently nice. The streamers here feel pretty solid. Everything feels solid, just a little sloppy. The eyes, you can see the eyes, the color ran, so the eye on this side has dripped down. So like I say, just everything feels solid but sloppy. But it should work. I don't think the fish care too much if they can see mold lines. I'll definitely use this. I use surface frogs quite often for pike in particular around here. This is listed at $10, so I'm not going to spend too much time commenting on price, but I think that's a little overpriced for the quality. Next up, dual hardcore Crank 2 Plus floating crankbait. These hardcore lures are awesome. I've used a few of them. I recently put up a hookup review on the hardcore minnow, which I love using because I always get smallmouth bass on it. Let's see here. Okay, so the hardcore crank, $14.99 is the listed price. Depth 2 meters, so it dives down to about 7 feet. 6.5, 7 feet. Nice basic color pattern. Clear plastic. It's got that holographic sort of reflection inside, but it's a see-through holographic foil, but it still has that reflection as you twist it in the light. Very light colored blue on the top, and then a little bit of a darker blue with that hex pattern right along the very top. Nice bright silver eyes, which I really like. Good dive bill on it. Good profile, nice basic crankbait profile. No rattle, which is interesting. Most of these types of lures you expect to have a bit of a rattle, but I like having the option of not using a rattle. I know there's some back woods lakes that I go to, where sometimes the fish don't react normally like you would expect, and sometimes I need to go a little bit more subtle. And so I like having those options of not having a rattle. I can't untie these hooks. Anyway, nice lure. Color's great, profile's great. The size is perfect for smallmouth bass and walleye in this area. And of course, pike will always go after that. All right, what's up next? Livingston Lures. I'm not familiar with them. The name sounds familiar, but I can't say that I know where from. And this is the Flatmaster. Livingston Lures Flatmaster, listed at $11.99. So I really like this. It is a nice flat profile, almost like a lipless crankbait profile, but it does have a dive bill, and it dives to 8 to 10 feet. So it'll be a good smallmouth bass and walleye lure. That'll be actually a really good depth for walleye. And this color and this profile, decent enough that I would actually use this walleye fishing in the fall when they start to come up a little shallower. Quite a wide dive bill on it for the size of the bait, so I'm interested to see what kind of action that gives it. But the color's nice, and a nice gold, sort of dark olive green color on top, gold on the side, and then the pale belly, of course. You get that bait fish pattern, you get that bait fish spot. All in all, a pretty nice lure. Again, no rattle, which is perfectly fine. I like that. I think that is it has a really nice finish to it. It has a nice feel to it. It feels like good quality, and it feels solid. It doesn't feel like anything here is going to snap off. The hooks are good quality. Everything is really nice quality, it looks like. So I'm happy with that. The eyes in particular are very nice and shiny. I am certain I will get walleye on these in the next few weeks. That's something that I'm actually going to make a point of tossing, because the lakes around here, I have some in mind that would work really well. Next up, we have a lure from Hedin. Hedin, I hope I'm saying that right. I've gotten a couple surface lures from them before, which this looks to be the Zera Spook, the Hedin Zera Spook. $7.49 is the listed price. I love the colors on this. This thing has so much color. So it's floating, obviously. It's meant for walk the dog action on the surface. This will absolutely get me pike. This is a great pike lure. It's sometimes with the frogs, I love catching pike on the surface frogs, but with the way that the hooks are angled and just the way that pike strike their prey, it's hard to hook them up on a frog. When you get treble hooks like this on a surface lure, pike, your hookup rate goes through the roof for pike, and it just makes it so much easier. And they got these nice metal clasps on here or whatever that are holding the hooks, so everything is very solid. So this is through and through a pike lure. The color, like I said, is fantastic. So much color going on here. There's greens, there's purples, there's blues, there's red and orange mixed in here, dark top, pale bottom. This is going to be fantastic. I really, really like this lure. And it's even got the painted, the gill plates and the eyes and everything are painted on. Just a really cool amount of detail. Very cool lure. I like that. Solid wood, no rattle or anything. I am actually, just like the Flatmaster, I am definitely going to set that aside, and I will use that the next time I'm out fishing, because there's pike everywhere here, and I know for sure they'll go after that. Live Forage swim baits. Northland fishing tackle. Always happy to get Northland stuff. $4.99 is the price listed for this. It's a soft plastic swim bait with a really nice gold, I don't know, silver shiner is what it says, but it's actually quite gold colored. These things give you tons of action in the water. It's just this nice soft swim bait, all pre-rigged with hooks and everything. They work really good. It's got a ton of flash in it with that holographic foil. It's got all the fins and everything. They mimic their bait fish really well. Pike, smallmouth bass, walleye, everything that I fish for all goes after this style of lure. I've used this exact lure many times before, so nothing wrong with that. I think that is great. Impulse baits, bloodworms, a pack of 20. This Impulse is Impulse Bros Bloodworm, $4.99. which is Impulse is also from Northline Tackle. Let's see if I can open this. So these are plastics, I'm assuming. Okay, so they're tiny little plastics, tiny little worms. So this is something you'd use for smaller fish, perch, crappie maybe, and trout, goldeye, mooneye, all of which we have in abundance around here. That's pretty cool. I like that. I suspect I'll try these out ice fishing when we sort of downsize all of our baits, or in the fall. If I go for goldeye, which is a popular thing here, the goldeye, you can get onto some of the big runs in the fall. Okay, geez, we got a lot of stuff here. So last two items are packages of plastics. The first one is Cream, the king of baits. Never heard of them. So we have a ribbon-tail worm here for $4.49. A little bit of a scent. That might just be the plastic smell though. But nice, long ribbon tail, natural colored worm. Nothing really fancy that strikes me immediately. Just a good color, good shape. Your basic ribbon tail worm with your basic worm color. Nothing wrong with that. Nice big pack. 7.5 inches. So they're, you know, good length. Walleye, bass, pike will all go after that. Again, so good multi-species plastic. Pumpkin pepper is the color. And it's a 12 pack. Nothing wrong with that at all. Last up, my sticker of course. Last up is another pack of plastics. The Bruiser baits. Again, never heard of them. Lots of lure companies in here that I've never heard of. Which not a bad thing. There's a lot of companies that I've never heard of. Definitely a scent on there. So this is the Kickin Frog. It's a 6-pack, and they are just plain black. So nice Kickin Frog profile. They are listed at $4.39 for a 6-pack, and they're just a nice chunky frog plastic, plain black. Again, nothing that really stands out special to me. Just a basic plastic, but a lot of times basic is exactly what you want. Sometimes you want to keep it simple. This is simple. Black is not a color that I would use a lot around here, but I can see certain cases where it would have its use, but personally, just with the water that we have here, black isn't a popular color. But I might give that a try on some days where nothing else is working. You never know. Nothing wrong with that. They look like decent plastics, and they have a lot of scent on them. Whatever that scent is, there's a lot of it. They're you can feel it on your fingers, and they're pretty well infused. So that's the box. Like I said, good variety for a multi-species box. There's a little bit of everything from something's definitely going to go after big pike. Jig heads, you know, for jigging. There's casting and retrieving with the crankbaits. Different styles of plastics. Tiny little lures for, you know, that trout and other small fish. Just a really good variety. I'm really happy with this box. I think this is a really good box this month. All of this stuff, with the exception of maybe the black plastic, is something that I will definitely personally use on any of the waters around here. So that's always a bonus for me. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. While you're there, don't forget you can like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot for the channel. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/TrueNorthWilds, on Instagram at TrueNorthWilds, and of course our blog site, TrueNorthWilds.com. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen, and until next time, I'll see you outside.